that we had over 100 corporate incursions, that we had U.S. companies legally parked overseas, that since then we've had $2.5 trillion of wealth repatriated to this country, that corporations did invest in their...
One thing that happens in mainstream media is that they will just flat out gaslight the public.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, thank you very much for being here. My name is Jane Peterson. I'm a second-year MPP student here at the Kennedy School. And I wanted to ask, since the last time you've been here was in 2016, I wanted to ask a question about your job as a Whitehouse spokesperson. In that role, you said things that were often pretty audacious, often caused people to question things that they have seen with their own eyes. And so I'm curious, in that role, I was always wondering whether it was a survival response in what seemed like it was a very chaotic White House, or was it a strategy? So was it strategy or was it survival? You know, all the bantering with journalists, the alternative facts. Was it strategy or was it survival?
So before we get too deep, my name is Jojo. I'm reacting to this. And before you click off the video or skip this part, I don't know who Kellyanne Conway is. I have no idea who this woman is. Don't even know what she did. I don't know who this student is. So this is a pure reaction for me. I'm not even that deep into this side of the political spectrum yet. I do know a little bit, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm going to give my honest, purely objective opinion, and let's get it.
Do you know what alternative facts meant?
I'm aware.
Can you please explain it for us? So tell the person who uttered it on her third Sunday show the day looking into a blank camera and then immediately said what I meant.
Well, we could also do other examples. I mean,
No, you can answer the question though. You have to be fair. You're not going to go back 8 years and do that.
Well, I asked you a question about your role in the White House.
You gave me two choices. You gave me two choices and they're both inaccurate.
So alternative facts, I'm assuming mean...
Oh, you're assuming. Go ahead. I've talked about it in many interviews. I wrote a whole book about it.
It's interesting that you decide to come here and know that you're going to be accepting questions from students, and yet...
Okay, so then I'll answer it. Thank you for your question. I gave you a good chance there, and it's a great chance for you because I don't need any more airtime. I get plenty of it. So I think your choices were survivor's response. That's rich. Or since you know nothing about me. Or banter. What was it? Something else silly.
I said strategy or survival?
Strategy.
Not survivor's response.
How about trying it? First of all, my job was counselor to the president. I said no to press secretary. 42 minutes after President Trump was elected, he offered me that job. He said, you'd be great at that. I said, I would be terrible at that. I'm not even sure what they do. Some days I'm still not sure. Clearly I'm not sure after these 4 years. The border's secure. President Biden is behind the scenes. He's a trapeze artist and a triathlete. You just can't see it. So I hope you take these same concerns to the people who have lied to your face for 4 years in this administration, all the way to this crushing defeat of a sitting vice president who could have been the first female president of color in our nation's history, but instead had to eat and own all the lies that had been told by this administration. Alternative facts was very simple. I meant to say alternative information, additional facts. It wasn't George Orwell. It wasn't a new set of facts. And you can read my whole book. There's a whole chapter about it where I explain it. I don't defend it myself. I explain it. And if you want to be judged by 2 words in your life, it wouldn't take me much time to find those 2 words. But I don't do that. I don't look at people that way. Sadie, I think we're going to have to go a little bit more deeply than me giving some advice on how people find common ground. I'm very proud that I was able to tell people what was going on in the White House, what the Tax Cut and Jobs Act meant to them, that we had over 100 corporate incursions, that we had U.S. companies legally parked overseas, that since then we've had $2.5 trillion of wealth repatriated to this country, that corporations did invest in their
They do get stuff wrong. And I've noticed it more as I've gotten older. One thing that happens in mainstream media is that they will just flat out gaslight the public. Flat out gaslight the public and pretend something happened that never happened. I've seen it so many times. Like, the older I get, when you're younger, like I was in high school, then I went to college. I'm still in college. You don't really see, stuff like that happening. But when I start getting older and really paying attention, I'm like, wait, you're just going to flat out lie to my face? Like, you're going to pretend like this is not happening, and we all see it happening. And like she said, she won't answer a question. She refuses to answer a question that's just inaccurate. You can ask wrong questions. It's happened to me in my engineering projects. I'll be presenting something, someone would ask me a wrong question. Yes, it's a real thing. A question that's not real, that doesn't have any factual representation, or doesn't even relate to what you're saying. So Kellyanne Conway said, I'm not going to answer it. Point blank period. It's not a real question. Anecdotal evidence, she said, it doesn't apply to her. I don't know if that's true. It might actually apply to her. I need to look into it. I don't even know who Kellyanne Conway is.
Inventory in their workforce. I just had lunch yesterday with a woman in DC who told me her company raised the minimum wage to $20 the minute that passed. It goes on and on. I'm very happy to have told the country that I work for the president. Seven promised to do it, only one did. 7 presidents promised to move the embassy to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. One did it. Give back the Golan Heights, sign the Abraham Accords. Very happy to announce a lot of trade deals. So here's what I do. I look at the full measure of people. And if the idea is to try to cut them down from one thing they said, or one bad day they had, or one article they wrote, then I wish you a much happier life than all that. So I don't have an answer to a question that doesn't make a lot of sense to me, except to say you can read my book about alternative facts. You can listen to the many interviews I've given about it. It was never actually a different set of facts.
She is too smart, man. She is frying. I don't want to debate her. I don't. I don't want to debate her. But if you guys have any more suggestions for me, comment down below. It's LFR Jojo, and I'll see you on the next one.